In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, overcome your fear. Everyone suffers from some type of fear, so you're not alone. God has created us with a natural inbuilt fear that is there to protect you from danger. However, much of the time, the fear is exaggerated and psychological. So how can you overcome your fear? The Quran teaches us a beautiful lesson and guides us back to the God to extinguish fear. Your fears will subside and disappear in the face of a great power. Fear is something conjured up by the mind, and it has physical and emotions, reaction, which no one enjoys. So, the Quran gives us a very simple solution in the following verses. Follow the guide and you lose your fear of the unknown. I just want to tell you that there are some fears that should exist, and they help us. Fear of God or fearing His punishment. This will help you stay away from sin. God is the most loving, and He is the most merciful. But we humans are all different. Sometimes we just need some fear to motivate us not to do bad. The punishment of the law of the land is there for some same reason, to stop us from breaking the law. Sometimes that's all that works. Fear of hell is definitely one that God describes in detail. Again, it's meant to be a deterrent to prevent us from transgression and oppression. Apart from this, the rest of the fears we suffer from are often negative, and God shows us how to deal with them. So let's get right into it. I want to give you two parallels that will demonstrate where fear comes from. Fear of darkness is a common fear that all humans have. It's natural to fear the unknown, what you can't see. Children suffer from this the most, and some adults even live into their adulthood with a fear of darkness. Second parallel is when you travel to a place where you've never been before. You are in unfamiliar territory, a place where you don't know what to expect, especially if you travel with your family or your prized belongings. You will become very worried, very cautious, and even fearful in that situation. Again, This is the fear of the unknown. And worry because you have a lot to lose if anything goes wrong. When we experience fear in any circumstance, the same emotions and fears are hunting us. It's the same fear of loss, harm, or lack of safety in the face of the unknown. God has created us this way, and both of these examples demonstrates the fear we feel when we face with uncertainty, because that's what the unknown is. Something that we have no certainty about. You see, the fear is a natural reaction of physical and emotional experience, which is meant to keep you alert and on guard. Historically, it would keep you safe from real danger or being attacked by wild animals or any impeding harm. Today we are plagued with fears the mind conjures up from feelings of the same lack of security, loss of harm, and anticipation of something we are unsecure about. We become paralyzed by our fears. Thinking about the future is a good example of this. It causes anxiety, stress, and even pushes people toward depression and the feeling of despair. What if you were to travel to a new place, but this time take a guide with you that knows his way around? Someone that knows all of the possible problems you can face. Any loss of security, money, or loss could be avoided. Would you feel safe? Of course you would. Now that you have someone taking care of you, showing you, and leading through your journey, you feel safer and the fear begins to disappear. God tells us in this verse that He is your guide. If you follow Him and His guidance, then you will no longer feel that fear. The most powerful God is the one that will guide you and protect you, so you will feel safe. And in the face of such power, there will be nothing from this worldly life that could possibly harm you. So God says, when my guidance comes to you, so whoever follows my guidance, they will have no fear or sadness. All you have to do is follow the guidance when it comes to you. How do you follow God? Follow the Quran and the Sunnah. The Quran is the direct guidance from God, and the Sunnah of His messenger will show you exactly how to live in accordance to the Quran. If you are thinking it's not, ask yourself, am I really following the Quran? Or do I actually understand this Quran? Or have I spent even time to learn what it means? Do I make dua, prayer, expecting that God will never answer me? Because that actually is very common. Or even ask yourself, okay, I spent time studying it, but do I actually live according to it and really trust God? Look at the likelihood is that of one of these will be at play, and that's okay. The first thing we need to do is understand is where we are falling short. This is self-awareness, and it is important so that we can see what is really happening. Once you recognize what the problem is, you know where you are now, and you know where you need to go. Now begin the journey and make those changes, and may the peace and blessings of God be amongst us all. Amen.